Hello, this is Ariadne Rainbird, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the ash tree and then say a prayer to the ash tree spirit, followed by a guided meditation on the ash tree. So the ash tree, Latin name Fraxinus excelsior, Ogham Neon or Nuin, has planetary correspondences Sun, Venus and Mars, and elemental correspondence water. It corresponds to the month from late February to early April, generally March. The ash tree Esbat is the third full moon of the year, the Lenten moon, wind moon, plough moon or chaste moon. The ash grows throughout Europe and also in western parts of Asia and is a large and graceful deciduous tree. Ash grows best in base-rich soils and does not like acid soils. It doesn't grow well at heights, unlike the mountain ash or rowan, which can often be found growing high up mountains. Ash trees tend to grow tall, up to 150 feet tall, and straight, with a smooth grey bark and leaves that grow in opposing pairs, with a single leaf at the end, with its branches also arranged opposite each other up its trunk. The ash tree has a beautiful symmetry, and its branches grow upwards out of the trunk and curve downwards, then upwards again towards the heavens. The wood of the ash is strong, tough and elastic, and can bear heavy weights. Axles for the wheels of chariots and coaches were made from ash. Oars, tool handles and spears were also made of ash wood. Arrows and bows were also sometimes made from ash. When coppiced, ash trees grow back with long straight branches which are ideal for bean poles, oars and spears. Ash wood is very dense and will burn for a long time with intense heat, and as such makes an ideal fuel, with its Latin name Fraxinus, meaning firelight, and ash is highly prized as firewood. Ash is one of the traditional woods used for Yule logs, which were sometimes faggots of ash rods bound together. The traditional witch's besom is made with an ash pole with birch twigs and willow bindings. In some traditions, it was said that witches lived inside ash trees, and in Germanic tradition, the Askathroa, or ashwife, is an evil spirit which can cause a lot of damage. Donations were made to her on Ash Wednesday to appease her and stop her from causing harm. Ash leaf buds are black, growing on the ends of grey branches. They contain a resin which can ooze out and be sticky. Although having little to do with Ash Wednesday, children in England used to bring twigs of ash with the black bud on them to school on Ash Wednesday. Ash is one of the last trees to come into leaf, and it is said in country law that if the ash comes into leaf before the oak, then we will have a lot of rain, whereas if the oak comes into leaf first, then we will just have a splash of rain. Ash flower buds open in April, but the flowers have no petals or sepals, but only stamens which contain both male and female parts. The seeds of the ash are winged keys. When they're growing in bunches on the tree, they resemble bunches of keys. When they fall from the tree, they spin. As a child, I called the winged keys of ash and sycamore helicopters due to their spinning flight when dropped from a height. The ash tree has deep roots, keeping it strong and firm in the ground and resistant to storms and gales. Ash trees are slow-growing and long-lived and can reach several hundred years of age. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil, the world tree, is said to be an ash, though some believe that Yggdrasil is a yew, which is sometimes called the needle ash. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil grows on an island in the sea, where the world serpent, or Midgard serpent, Jormungandr, coils around it. The trunk of the tree reaches up to the heavens, and its branches spread out over all the earth. The roots of Yggdrasil extend to the realm of Hel, and the tree connects the 9 realms of Norse mythology. The Grimnismal sayings of Grimnir in the Icelandic text, the Poetic Edda, says, "There are 3 roots stretching 3 diverse ways from under Yggdrasil's ash. Neath the first dwells Hel, neath the second the frost giants, and humankind neath the third." An eagle with a hawk perched between its eyes sits at the top of the tree and knows many things. And the squirrel, Ratatosk, runs up and down the trunk carrying messages from the eagle to the Midgard serpent. 4 deer gnaw at the topmost branches of the tree, and serpents lie beneath its roots. The Grimnassil, verse 43, says, Yggdrasil's ash 'tis the best of trees. But the tree suffers due to the deer gnawing at its branches and the stinging of the serpents at its roots. The tree thus has connotations of sacrifice. Odin was also said to have hung himself upside down from the branches of Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights, sacrificing himself to attain the wisdom of the runes. Both Odin and Thor have magical spears made of ash wood. The Norse word for ash was ask, and the Vikings were sometimes referred to as the Aeskiling, or men of the ash, and an Anglo-Saxon word for spear was aesk. The first man and woman in Norse mythology were Ask and Embla, who were created by Odin and his brothers Vili and Ve from the trunks of an ash tree and an elm tree, respectively, though the latter is uncertain. Some argue that the word Embla comes from the Greek empelos, meaning vine. In Ireland, 3 of the 5 legendary guardian trees were ash, and ash trees are frequently planted next to holy wells to protect the purity of the springs. Ash trees have many healing and protective properties in British folklore, and are considered to be particularly beneficial as medicine for children. One tradition was to give newborn babies a teaspoon of ash sap for protection and good health. Children with weak limbs or lethargy were passed naked through the cleft in an ash tree to strengthen them. The cleft was often made in the tree for the purpose of the ceremony, and the tree would be bound together again afterwards. As the tree healed, so would the child heal, and the welfare of the child would be bound to the tree. Folklore said that if the tree were harmed, that harm would come to the person bound to it, so people would be very protective of their tree. The person whose spirit is bound to the tree takes a kind of hamadryad role, in a sense, being one with the tree. In Irish tradition, Lugh of the Long Arm has a spear made of ash. In Welsh myth, the ash is associated with the magician Gwydion, who carries an ash staff, which is a symbol of healing, enchantment, transformation and empowerment. The ash is also considered by some to be the Celtic world tree, with its roots in Anuvan, the Welsh otherworld, its trunk in Arbred, our everyday world, and its branches reaching up to Gwynfyd, the upper world, and finally to Cegant, the unbound infinite realm beyond. The ash symbolises the cosmic axis of the universe, and our individual lives can be seen as leaves on the tree, which when they fall return to the earth and nourish the tree, allowing new leaves to grow. The association of the ash with the world tree may be due to its height, symmetry, and large root structure. In ancient Greek mythology, the goddess Nemesis was said to carry an ash branch as a symbol of divine justice. The Roman writer Pliny tells us that evil creatures have a dread of ash and will cross over fire rather than pass over its leaves. The hero Achilles had a wonderful spear made of ash, the Pelian ash spear, a gift of the gods, crafted by the centaur Chiron for his father Peleus from an ash growing on Mount Pelion. Eros is said to have made his arrows from ash. The nymphs of dryads of the ash were the Meliae, who were born from the blood of the castrated Uranus, which splattered upon the earth. They were given the task of raising the infant Zeus, whom they fed on honey and the milk of the goat Amalthea. The Melia were also the ancestresses of mankind. They were connected particularly with the fragrant ash, Fraxinus ornis, which is a small spring-flowering deciduous tree which secretes a sweet sap known as manna in July and August. Yggdrasil was also said to produce a sweet honey-like substance called Hunangsfell in Norse tradition. The honey which the Melia fed to Zeus may have been the sweet sap of the ash, as the ancient Greek word for both manna and honey was meli. Manna was described as the sky-fallen juice of the stars. Manna resin was used in incense and is referred to in the Orphic hymns as one of the incenses offered to the gods, and the hymns instruct that manna should be offered to Helios, Zeus of lightning, Tethys, Tyche, Apollon, Artemis, Lycnitos, Bacchus, Silenus and the satyrs, Hephaestus, Asclepius, Aegea, Palamon, Eos, and to Thanatos. Manna is particularly sacred to Zeus. The Crates and Ares carry ash spears. So I'll now recite a prayer to the ash tree spirit. Warrior maiden, with mighty spear, Venus of the woods dispelling fear, tall and graceful, smooth-branched fine, with keys of wisdom and power to divine, tree of regeneration and rebirth, mighty world tree spanning heaven and earth, male and female androgynous tree, the first man was created from thee. Weapon of Lu of the long arm, protective powers warding off all harm, elegant and graceful, tall and strong, the power to stand against all wrong. Venus and Mars combined in thee, healing and protective tree. Ash tree maiden, with sacred keys, reveal to us your mysteries. Now I'll lead a guided meditation to contact the ash tree spirit. This is best done if you can be outdoors with an ash tree, but otherwise just use your powers of imagination. You may wish to take a few drops of ash flower essence if you have some, or hold a piece of ash or an ash wand. It may also help to have a slow, steady drum beat whilst doing this meditation. Sit in a comfortable position in a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. Hold your breath for a moment and then slowly exhale, releasing any tension. Now visualize that a white mist is surrounding you and engulfing you, completely obscuring your vision. Rest in that mist and allow it to transport you. As the mist clears, you find yourself in an ancient forest where the mighty ash tree stands tall and majestic, its branches reaching skywards and its roots delving deep into the earth. This tree, known as the cosmic axis of the universe, connects the different realms and is a tree of protection, healing and transformation, holding the key to the mysteries in its key-like seeds, holding the secrets of the universe within its bark and leaves. As you stand before it, feel the weight of its ancient wisdom and the connection it offers to the other worlds. Feel yourself merging with the tree. And allow yourself to journey through the tree's trunk, branches and roots, travelling between the worlds, discovering new insights and truths. the energy of the ash to envelope you, providing a protective shield that wards off negativity and harm. Its presence is strong and grounding, offering you a safe space to explore the depths of your soul and the mysteries of existence. As you journey deeper into the realms connected by the ash tree, you encounter beings of light and wisdom, guiding you on your path of transformation and empowerment. Working with these beings in the future can help you to unlock your full potential and to embrace the power within you. But for now, simply acknowledge them, greet them, and observe, knowing that you can return another time to learn from them and receive their guidance. For now, just explore. Now begin to come back from your journey. Coming back from your journey, separate yourself once more from the ash tree. Breathe in the essence of the ash, feeling its healing properties flow through you, soothing any wounds and restoring your spirit. Beware of the interconnectedness of all things. The branches of the ash reach up to the heavens, while its roots anchor it firmly to the earth, symbolizing the balance between the spiritual and the physical. Reflect on this balance and feel a sense of justice and harmony within your being. Allow the transformative energy of the ash to flow through you, empowering you to make positive changes in your life. See the mist once more surround you. take you back to the place you started. Let the mist slowly clear. And when the mist has cleared, spend some time reflecting on your experience, then write it up in your journal.